So has Yamaha gone and tried to release an end game keyboard? All right, so what's up, everybody? I am Julius D. Berry with Majestic Studios, and those that know me know I am a tech nerd at heart. And I love keyboards. I love the ins and outs of features and numbers and specs and stuff like that. I also play too, but um, I just I love talking about this kind of stuff. So to see this announced and to see this online this morning, I was genuinely surprised. And also, I don't want to say I was floored, but I was pretty shocked by some of the things that I saw. So I wanted to make a reaction video to this and to put it on my YouTube channel just to kind of generate some conversation to talk about this and to see what you guys in the keyboard community are thinking. So I just wanted to make an informal video just to kind of react to this announcement about the new Yamaha Montage M. We've been hearing about this for, at least a few months now, maybe, especially since the official announcement was made that the original Montage would be discontinued. So this is just kind of crazy to see this now, and also rumors that it will be officially launched on October the 9th, which is just a few days away. So I wanted to talk about this and just kind of see, there was a few things in here that just kind of really jumped out at me. All this information is coming from YamahaMusicians.com. So not sure exactly how valid all of it is, but it looks pretty legit. So let's just kind of go through this just a bit. So the first thing is the original Montage had 5.6 gigabytes of internal wave ROM, and I'm using my cell phone. I don't have notes. This is not scripted or anything, so this is going to be a really informal video. But the first Montage had the original Montage had 5.67 gigabytes of internal wave ROM. This new Montage is saying that it's going to have 9.97 gigs. So basically 10 gigabytes of internal ROM. And so for those of you that don't know, the internal ROM is the bread and butter type sounds that are in your keyboard, some of the pianos, electric pianos, the string sounds, the brass sounds, all of that kind of stuff is stored on a ROM chip in the keyboard. It can't be deleted, it can't be changed. It's like burned into the memory of the keyboard. And they have put 5.67 gigabytes of wave ROM in the original Montage, and then basically almost doubled it with this one. So that is kind of wild to me. Okay, so just to put this in perspective, the original Motif, the Motif Classic, the first one, Wikipedia says it had 84 megabytes for the ROM size. The ES had 175 megabytes of internal wave ROM. The XS had 355, and the XF had 741 megabytes. Now you jump up to the Montage, and it's saying it was at 5.67. I bet a lot of that wave ROM is probably in a piano. There's probably a huge piano sample that is in there. That's probably where a big chunk of it comes from. But either way, that is a giant jump from 741 megabytes to 5.67 gigs. And now it's almost doubled again to almost 10 gigs. That's incredible. So there's probably going to be some very detailed pianos included in this. I would just guess and say that's just what I'm estimating. There's probably going to be a really nice sample piano within this new Montage. All right, so then the next thing is the original Montage had 1.75 gigabytes of internal user memory. That is where you could store user samples. So like if you had other samples from other keyboards or other synths that you wanted to store in the flash or in the RAM. So this is read-only memory. Well, actually, let me not say that because I'm not sure. If you wanted to store samples in the keyboard, the XF had the flash. If you want to store samples in the keyboard, if you want to store samples in the keyboard, this is the memory that you would use for that. The original Montage had 1.75 gigabytes worth of internal memory. This has been increased to 3.8. So that's another huge jump, that they're allowing users to put their own samples in the keyboard, and be able to use them to create sounds within the board. Jumping from 1.75 to 3.8. That's crazy. That's going to allow probably that's a lot of space. That's a lot of space. So just expect there's going to be a lot of people making sample libraries for the Montage. Probably bringing other pianos from other keyboards in, so you can have them in your Montage. Hint, hint. All right, so the next thing that I know a lot of people had speculated was that this new Montage was going to have the first Montage that introduced the FMX engine, and now people were speculating that they were going to be releasing a new engine, the ANX, which was a old engine that Yamaha had for an analog modeled synth, and they are now including that in the Montage. And that is leading me to the next thing, that this was like the craziest part. With the other Montage, the first Montage, there was two different engines in the keyboard, and they each had their own polyphony. And that is something that everybody screams about. We need more polyphony. We need more polyphony. We want to be able to play more notes. We want to be able to layer more sounds. And the fact that they had those two engines in there before with their own polyphony, 128 voices each, that already allowed for what, based on what I'm hearing, I never owned a Montage, but based on what I'm hearing, did allow for a lot better results from layering and running into polyphony issues with notes dropping out and stuff like that. You just had to know how to program around between the two engines, and not put all of your sounds from your layers from one engine. Now they have introduced a third engine. But not only have they introduced a third engine, they've also split the polyphony up 4 ways. These notes are saying on the new Montage that the polyphony is going to be 400 voices. That is crazy. That's crazy. Like crazy. 400 voices. People that are using this keyboard won't have polyphony issues at all. And so here's the breakdown. There's 128 voices from the AWM2 preset. So that's probably the wave ROM. Let's go back and make sure. That's probably the original wave ROM that will be included in the keyboard, like the preset wave ROM. But then they're giving you 128 AWM2 user. They're also giving you 128 AWM2 user voices as well. So that means, now I can't say for sure, but based on what I'm reading and just knowing technology, what that looks like is that they are splitting polyphony between the main default rompler and the rompler that will come with your user samples. So your user samples will have their own dedicated polyphony. That is insane. That one thing right there just kind of made me like, I got buck-eyed for real at that point. So you'll be able to split between the polyphony built in the board, from the built-in ROM, and then whatever samples you load in, those sounds will have their own polyphony that won't interfere at all with the original polyphony from the keyboard. Now, not only that, you also get 128 more voices from the FMX engine, which is the same thing from the original Montage, and then you get 16 voices from the ANX engine. That's a lot of voices, and they have it split up such that you should not run into any overlap or any problems. 128 from the internal ROM, 128 for user samples, 128 for FMX, and 16 for ANX. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Sorry, I just can't get over that. Then this new polyphonic aftertouch, that must be the new thing that people are going to with these keybeds. I think Native Instruments just released a controller, a MIDI controller that has polyphonic aftertouch. They just released a new keyboard, a MIDI controller that has polyphonic aftertouch as well. And now here's the Montage, the new Montage M8X will have polyphonic aftertouch as well. Based on what I'm seeing in the details, The 6 version and the 7 version won't have polyphonic aftertouch. At least it's not listed as that. It's listed as channel aftertouch, which is different. So right now, the aftertouch that we're all used to and accustomed to, when you initiate aftertouch on one key within it, like if you're playing a 3-finger chord and you initiate aftertouch on one note, it will initiate it on all of the notes. So every note that you're playing, whether it be left or right hand, it's going to initiate it across the entire key bed. But with polyphonic aftertouch, the aftertouch is initiated per key. So if you have a single note within a chord that you want to use aftertouch to trigger a different parameter or to modulate a parameter, you can do that now. So with, like I said, with Native Instruments introducing a keyboard that has polyphonic aftertouch, and now the Montage introducing it, I wonder if this is something we're going to start seeing going forward. People have been talking about that and wanting it for a while, and now it's here. That's awesome. That's awesome. So we're just gonna keep going down the list, keep going down the list, keep going down the list. All right, so one thing that I did see that I think is a negative that nobody wants to do. Well, I can't say nobody because Korg has done it and Roland has done it. They only put 8 faders. This says there's 8 faders and rotary encoders that allow deep real-time control editing. Guys are wanting non-faders on their keyboards now. People are using organ sounds in their gigs live. You know, people that don't want to fool with carrying a full Hammond around. They want non-faders because they want to be able to control all 9 drawbars on the organ. But there's only 8 faders. I think that's a missed opportunity that Yamaha had right there. Considering everything else they added to the keyboard, everything else that they put in here to make this keyboard as spectacular as it looks on paper, they put only 8 faders on here. I wonder why they did that, but they did. There's an integrated 16-track sequencer and performance recorder. And then I think that is it. Those were the main things that jumped out to me that I wanted to express in this reaction video, or really overview interview, because or really an overview video. I ain't reacting, but this is just crazy. I'm looking at these specs and it's kind of blowing me away, to be honest. The prices are, the MSRP is pretty high. The 8 is showing $5,000, $4,999. The 7 is $4,500. That's $4,499. And then the 6 is $4,000 at $3,999. So you guys can do what you like with that information. I would definitely like to hear your responses in the comments and just hear what you guys think. If you're excited, if it looks like it's going to be an easy pass for you, like nah, you're not interested, we're just gonna kind of wait and see what happens. But I am very interested to see what you guys think. I'm excited. I have not, like I said, I did not own the original Montage, but just the fact that this new technology is coming out, or new things are being introduced as far as keyboards with the polyphony is concerned, the polyphonic aftertouch, the giant increase in sample RAM that they've given for users, and then also for the onboard ROM, that excites me, because that just means that the envelope is being pushed as far as keyboard technology is concerned, and everybody's going to start following suit. So I am just super excited about what's to come. I'm excited to hear what this keyboard sounds like. I know on paper is one thing, but just like an NFL team or an NBA team, you know, having all these players on paper, looks like you're going to win a championship, but then when the season comes and you flop, who knows? So this thing still has to sound good. It still has to feel good. It still has to have an interface that people can use and understand. So I'm very excited about that. Just looking forward to what's coming. But this is awesome. It has great potential. Looks like it has great potential. And again, just want to see what you guys think. Put some comments down below. Let me read. Let's talk about it. Let's see what you guys think. Please don't forget to like and share the channel. Subscribe to the channel. There's more content coming just like this. We appreciate you guys. It's Julius D. Berry from Majestic Studios. We're out.